I know it's been a really long time since we posted any kind of video, and there will be some updates. You know, if y'all haven't subscribed yet to Matt and Ann's channel, I'll put a link down below. They're posting a new video every week, and I think you'd really enjoy it. Also, breaking news, Matt and Buddy are starting a channel. I'll probably post a link to that below too. I think you'll like it. But I just got to thinking and considering and meditating and musing today on all the things about life. And we've talked a lot about legacy, a living legacy, building a homestead, building a future, building and developing children, and they mature into adults, and then what that next step looks like, whether it's finances, whether it's being debt-free, whether it's building a private family bank so you can completely avoid this current collapsing, cascading monetary system, whatever it is. But all life is interdependent and is a microcosm of all basic truth. And it's much like planting a fruit tree, and then in turn, instead of just planting one tree, you plant a system of trees. And you have different cultivars which have different maturation, different fruiting cycles. And this system in and of itself is a self-supporting system where you have multi-species and different types of comfrey, different things for chop and drop. So this becomes this not just a self-supporting system, but a synergistic system. And the problem with all of that is we live in a microwave, instant McDonald's society, and we want to pick it from the dollar menu, and we want it now, so we have to nuke it. You know, we have to microwave, we have to destroy all the nutrients so we can get some hollow, nuked out calories in our tummies because we have sugar cravings, right? Because we're addicted to these ultra processed foods, and it creates this dopamine death cycle of cascading health and instant gratification and highly processed food, highly processed sugar, all these different things. And every aspect of life is exactly like that, in the sense that the problem with planting a fruit tree is many times it's not going to fruit for a couple years at best. It's not going to really fruit for, say, maybe 4 or 5 years. And we moved 11 years ago. We wanted to slow down. We wanted to live a slower, intentional life that was less synthetic, less synthesized, less entertainment, less sports and media, more intentional, slower, be in contact with nature, have our bare feet on the ground, like my grounding sandals. Buddy made me these grounding sandals, and they're just basic leather with some grommets. And we got fire ants in Texas, y'all. So I would prefer to just go straight. And we also have grass spurs this time of year. So not fun stuff. But the problem with planning and doing all these things is there is absolutely no instant gratification in it. And we moved 11 years ago. And about probably 7 years ago, we started planting, you know, food forests. And probably 5 years ago, we planted this orchard. And this was a collaborative effort. Like most of these trees were a group purchase with a couple other families. When we purchased, we bought out a nursery and we got like all the trees for like less than $2 a piece. But now what we have here, so this is a Chicago hardy fig. You can see that this is very much, say 15 feet tall. And we've never even made fig preserves. And then yesterday, I think we made 10 pints of fig preserves with no sugar added or anything like that. And the reason for all of that is this is one of about 100 trees. Oh yeah, here's a nice Celeste one. We have about 100 fig trees, and only about maybe 50 of them are this big. But we have this inordinate abundance of fruit that's ripening. And for all y'all, you know I'm carnivore, but I do eat fruit in season. And this is the kind of stuff we got going on. And with figs, if you don't know, you really want them to be almost totally dry, where they start to crack and look like that. So if you want a fig class, that is like the most ultimate perfect fig right there. And that'll taste like incredible. But I do eat meat and fat, and then I eat fruit when it's in season. But I was explaining, we moved 11 years ago and decided to live a much simpler life.
There's a couple more.
Oh, there's a couple more. Those are Celeste, y'all. Celeste is a very underrated fig. And planted that tree about 5 years ago. And now we are reaping an abundant harvest. And some of the peaches are still small and cycling out, and some of these trees aren't mature enough to pick yet. But just like everything in life, whether it's wanting to own your own home, whether it's wanting to buy and own dirt, you know, everything takes time. And then we make mistakes in life and things happen, and we make financial mistakes and financial errors, and we get set back, right? And we've done all those things, and we've had a foreclosure. You know, we had a foreclosure in our financial history and all these different things, and it's a setback. But everything takes time, and you cannot. There's no hack for that. There's no substitute for time. There's no cheat code. There's no shortcut. You know, even like there's no just for men hair dye. You know, sometimes you got to get the gray hairs, and you got to get the experience, and you got to put in the time. You know, whether if you're trying to escape the banking system, right, and develop a private family banking system, you know, it takes capital. Capital takes time. You know, you can try the shortcut. You can rob a bank, you know, see how that goes for you, see how it works out. That won't end well. But everything takes time. Yeah. And this video is to just encourage you. Put in the time, put in the effort. Be intentional. Plan. Have goals, make a plan, right? And then save. It all takes time. It all takes discipline and self-control. You know, it's just like being the optimal weight that you want to be. It just takes discipline and self-control. It's not a shot. There's no cheat code. There's no Ozempic. There is no shortcut. It takes discipline and self-control, and it takes a plan, and it takes intentional design. And I promise you, if you put in the effort and you deny yourself, deny your flesh, right? And you live a slower and intentional and purposeful lifestyle, you will eat the fruit of your own bounty. God, you know, that's why they talk about the fruit of your labor. That's what this is all talking about. And it all requires discipline. It requires clearly defined goals. It requires adulthoodness. You know, we're in this Zoomer age, y'all. This instant this TikTok world that, you know, none of that stuff works. It's just, you got to be old school. You got to be old school, and truth is truth, and principles are principles. And the truth doesn't change. The truth is old. The truth is very old, y'all. And I just want to encourage y'all to design and build and live an intentional life. And it is going to require sacrifice. It's going to require discipline. It's going to require all these very unattractive things. But there is coming a day when your fig trees will ripen and you'll eat the fruit of your own hand. Is there anything, there's nothing sprayed on this, nothing genetically modified. Nothing has been done. And Junior just keeps picking them, y'all. Mm-hmm. They just keep on a-coming. None of it happened by accident. None of it happened by chance or fate. All of it required the grace and the faithfulness of God, the God of the Bible, of creation, the God of heaven, and his grace and his mercy. But it is required that a servant must be found faithful. And that faithfulness is in every aspect of your life. And if you are faithful in raising and rearing your children and being a father and a mother, if you're a woman, and being in line with the gender role in which you were created, seems insane that anybody would even have to say something that almost sounds oxymoronical. You will be rewarded with the fruits of your labor. So be steadfast, be disciplined, be unmovable, unshakable, and unstoppable. And these different goals and dreams you have, whether it's to own a home, whether it's to own a homestead, whether it's to plant a fruit tree, whether it's to have a food orchard with hundreds of trees, it's all doable and it's all possible. It doesn't happen in a night. It doesn't happen overnight. It won't happen tomorrow night. But it's just that little 1% that you do every day. And you have to focus and recalibrate. And then you refocus and you re-aim towards the goal. And life will throw you curveballs, and there will be trials, and there will be tribulations, and there will be all kinds of stuff that is absolutely completely out of your control. And that's to make us more like Christ. So that's for absolutely only the best. And comment down below. Give me your feedback, your thoughts, and let me know what y'all think. I hope this is encouraging y'all today. And hopefully we'll see you soon on an upcoming video. Y'all have a blessed day.